welcome to my birthday video. I decided to do like a me themed video for my birthday, which is today as you're watching this, and I came up with the idea to do an assumptions video because I've seen a lot of these done on YouTube already and I quite like watching them because I think people can throw some really funny assumptions out there and it's just interesting, it's just fun. So I thought I would let you guys get to know me a little bit more by answering these assumptions and also telling you whether they are right or wrong and what I think about them. So let us begin. So quite a few of you guys submitted quite a few assumptions. There's a couple that are quite similar, but I'm just gonna churn through them, have a chat with you about them and see what we think. The first assumption is you haven't watched the Harry Potter movies. Yeah, I've watched the Potter films. That assumption is incorrect, and I don't know why someone would necessarily assume that because I really like the Harry Potter films. So, and actually have been rewatching them with my sister recently, so I've been posting about that on many platforms. So yeah, I have watched the Harry Potter film. Incorrect assumption. Assumption number two, I like that people think this of me. You eat mostly healthy foods. Ha. I really can't stand like salad. It's not like I can't stand salads. I don't find salads exciting. Like if it's like what's for lunch or it's a salad, I don't find it the most thrilling thing unless it's like a Caesar salad that someone has made for me in a restaurant, but me making it myself, no. I like to try and stay fairly healthy if I can, but at the same time I'd much prefer eating things like chocolate and cake and things. I just dip in and out of like healthier diety lifestyles, so no, I don't mostly eat healthy foods, but I probably should, and I wish I preferred eating healthy foods. The next assumption is that I went to private school. Now, I don't know whether this assumption has come from the fact that I know my voice is posher. It's just Berkshire South accent, really. Quite a lot of people where I'm from talk like this, but when I went to uni, a lot of people always said, "Oh, you sound really posh," and I would always be like, "Okay, thank you, this is my accent," but I don't know if this makes me sound like I come from a more private schooly background. I don't know whether that's the reason for it, but no, I didn't go to a private school. I went to a performing arts school slash collegey thing, which was like specializing in drama, art, that kind of thing. So that was, yeah, that was my school career. This next one, I like this one very much. You like to read. Yes, I do. That was a very good assumption and you are completely correct. Next is you prefer summer to winter. Now this one actually requires me to think because I do really like the coziness of winter and the fact that Christmas is at winter. And summer I absolutely adore, but sometimes gets too hot, except right now when it's just no heat at all, but hey. But yeah, ultimately I prefer summer to winter. I love autumn though because it's like the build up of when you get too sick of summer and then it becomes a bit colder again and then you've got Christmas coming up. But like January, February time I find really sad, glum months, whereas yeah, June, July, exciting, happy, summery, hot months, and I just like sitting outside and reading. You are an introvert and picky about who you befriend. No, neither of those things are correct, I would say. I am an extrovert. I used to say I was an extroverted introvert, but now I just think, no, I am just an extrovert. Like generally the categorization is, do you get your energy from being alone or with other people? I very much enjoy being alone and I like my alone time, but I do feel more energized and more happy when I'm with people. So I am an extrovert. And am I picky about who I befriend? I wouldn't say so. Generally I tend to be friends with most people unless given a reason not to be. I like to be friends with lots of people. I've got a close circle of friends, but I wouldn't say I'm picky about who I befriend. The next one is you loved university, and they've put a little sheep next to it. And I don't know whether that's because they know that I went to Winchester University because the mascot is a sheep, so that's funny. But yeah, I absolutely adored university. I loved it so much. I went to the University of Winchester, best 3 years of my life. Absolutely loved it, would go back and do it again and again and again on repeat because I just had the best time. Studied film production, came out with a 2-1 which I was really pleased with, came out with loads of life experiences and friendships and just, I absolutely adored it. The same person also asked, or assumed, I am more of a dog person. I don't know. I have a dog, but up until Pippin being my dog, we always had cats. And I don't actually know. I did have a dog when I was very small and she was called Minnie Crayon. I don't know why we called her Minnie and then the crayon just happened. She was a little Jack Russell and when I used to get out of the bath she would lick my legs and stuff and she was very cute. But yeah, I don't know. I like both a lot. There's merits to each. I do love Pippin very much and I do think dogs show a lot more love than my cat ever did. My cat just hated me and on the first day that we had him he scratched me from here to right below my eye. He was an adoption cat, so he had quite a lot of problems. So that might be tainting my cat experience. But I did have a beautiful cat called Nina, who was a blue Burmese, and I absolutely adored her, and she was my life. So she died about 4 or 5 years ago, which was very sad. But I can't choose. I don't know. This next one is, you only own yellow, black and white clothes. How dare you? What an assumption. How dare you assume just because I like yellow, those are the only colour codes I wear? What would make you think such a thing? Honestly, when I saw that one, I laughed because I thought, oh my god, all I wear in my videos is black, white and yellow clothes. Which is funny because I have so many colours in my wardrobe, but because I have like this yellow brand thing, I like to keep that up in the aesthetic of my videos. So I think I've subconsciously just started buying only like yellow-esque clothes, and then black I think looks quite nice on me, and then who doesn't need a white t-shirt? So I do own other colours, I just don't wear them as often. This is kind of another colour, it's got pinks and greens in it, so we'll have that. Vicky said, you love me, nah, you love yellow. Vicky, I love both. I love you and I love yellow, man. Next one is, you were a straight A student. No, I was not a straight A student. So let's go on a career history with Beth. Education history with Beth. I was very clever in primary school. I was very much the top level in primary school, and I very much enjoyed learning. I loved going into school. I just loved the whole thing. Then I went to secondary school, and in year 7 I remained to be in the top band and was very much still very clever, to the point where at one point I went with my school and I was one of 6 to go to speak to Parliament about the environment and being more environmentally friendly. So I was very much a top level straight A student at that point. I say it like this because we didn't have those kind of grades at that point in my schooling career. It was done with like numbers, so you were like a 7, 8 kind of thing. I don't know. I can't really remember it. It was many years ago. But then I kind of started to slip. I always remained in the top band. We had green, blue, or it was blue, green and red. Blue being the lowest band and red being the highest. And I was always in red band, I never slipped, but I definitely wasn't straight A. I definitely lapsed a bit and the school never caught me and helped me back up. I'm not very academically minded. I don't do well with numbers and with essays and things. I am more creative brain, so that definitely was a hindrance when I was at school with trying to be like a straight A student, because exams and things just, I don't do well with that kind of situation. I would rather do a performance or something like that. So yeah, wasn't quite a straight A student, but I definitely tried my hardest, and I think when I was in my younger years I was pretty damn clever, and I wouldn't say like when I went to secondary school I lost being clever, but I certainly didn't have that straight A rep. Then someone has assumed that I read 100 books a year. I do not read 100 books a year. I have never read 100 books a year, but I have so far read just over 50 this year, so there's every chance I could hit that still this year. You are an optimistic person. I like to try and be optimistic. I think my brain does jump automatically to more of a negative mindset, and then I kind of have to flip it around and be like, no, be more optimistic. But that is mainly due to like mental health things that I've been working through for years and years and years. And yeah, I think I'm getting there. I like to be positive and upbeat and things, but I think it does take a while to train your brain, if you're not naturally an optimistic thinker, to think more on the positive side of things rather than to go, oh my god, I can't believe it. You spend a lot of money on clothes. No, I don't. I actually hate shopping for clothes. My ex-boyfriend used to be really good at clothes shopping and would just kind of help me with it and would help me find items and things, because I just don't like going through rows and rows of clothes. I don't like online clothes shopping because I find they don't often fit me in the way I expect them to. But yeah, I don't really like clothes shopping. I would say I tend to spend more on single items than like, I rather put more into one item and get a really good quality item, but that isn't to say that like some of my clothes aren't also cheaper items. But I like to mix and match, but I can't remember the last time I bought new clothes, like a proper clothes. I think I bought like a vest top with some daisies on it about 2 weeks ago, but actual clothes, I can't remember the last time I did that. So yeah, I don't regularly buy new clothes, and I don't regularly spend a lot of money on them because I don't often find something that I really love. And I, a while ago, did like a Marie Kondo thing where I cleansed my wardrobe of things that didn't bring me immense joy, and that was getting rid of a lot of clothes that I didn't feel comfortable wearing and didn't think flattered my body. I am at the moment in the process of like trying to get myself back into a bit better shape, because I've got scoliosis, which means my spine is curved, and I went for an appointment about this a couple of weeks ago as like my checkup after a couple of years since I had my last one, and one of the things that they said was if I lost a little bit of weight, it would make it easier on my back. The weight loss would help the alignment within my back and the way that I deal with it and the way that I hold my posture and my weight. So I'm in the process of losing a little bit of weight to benefit my back as well, which I'm fine with. I wanted to do it anyway. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with doing that, but it's what I've been asked to do for my back. So that will also change the way my clothes fit me. So I'm always wary of spending loads of money on clothes when I always fluctuate. I go up and down in my weight every year. I go up a little bit and then I think, no, I'm gonna lose some weight, and then I go back down again. So yes, just trying to be fit and healthy. I'm rambling. You have over 500 books. Guys, I can't tell you how many books I have because there's so many, but there's a good chance there's about 500 books. Tell you what, when I one day move out, I will tell you how many books I have. I will count them all. I could probably do some kind of maths as to like how many books are on each shelf, but I'm not sure. This one is from my mum, who has assumed I would like to marry Aidan Turner. Aidan Turner is in Poldark, he's in The Hobbit, and he is just gorgeous. I met him a couple of years ago at Yalk and nearly died, and he's just great, and he signed a piece of paper for me with his name on it with a picture of him, and it's up there, and he just is brilliant, and I love him very dearly. So yes, I will happily marry Aidan Turner, please, thank you, yes. Even though they're a pain to hold, you love the occasional thick, chunky book. I love a thick, chunky book. They are a pain in the ass to hold, but I do love a thick, chunky book. I cannot deny it. House of Earth and Blood, big, chunky, amazing. Priory, same, big, chunky, fantastic. That's why you can get them on Kindle as well, but I do love the feel of a book in my hands. You were a quirky high schooler. High school is secondary school in the UK, or referred to as in the US. I don't know if I was quirky. Like, I got bullied for being different and for liking things that other people didn't like and for speaking my mind about things. I don't know if that made me quirky. Yeah, I was often regarded as a bit weird, but does that make me quirky? I don't know. Okay, this next one. I like this one. Because I feel like I can unpick it. This next one is, you're a spoiled rich girl. Which I find hilarious because I know my background. So someone has assumed I'm a spoiled rich girl. So they've assumed both that I am spoiled and that I am rich. So yeah, I did not have the most profitable financially start in life. My mum was a single parent and we moved around a lot because we were trying to find places we could live and stuff. At one point we lived in my grandma's spare room, the both of us. We also lived in my friend's converted garage thing as well. We lived opposite a sewage farm. That was a good one. My mum often gets upset when I say about the moving stuff because of how many times we've moved, but I don't mind at all. It's just, it was life, it was fun, it was exciting to get new bedrooms. It was a bit difficult at times, but point being, we didn't have the most amount of money when I was a kid. There wasn't really an opportunity to be a spoiled rich girl when I was younger, and it's been very much something that I've built up for myself. I paid for myself to go through uni. I obviously got the government loans and things, but the loans did not cover my rent. I have worked since I was 14. Everything I've got, I bought myself. The things like the camera that I'm filming on at the moment, I feel like that's possibly why people might say I'm a spoiled rich girl, because I've been able to buy myself this camera that's a new release. But the reason I've been able to buy this for myself is because I have saved up my money. I also get an income from both my full-time job and also my blogging job, so I'm able to save that money, but I have worked really, really hard to be able to have the funds I have and to be able to buy the nice things I'm able to buy. I see a value in spending more money in items personally. Like, I like to save up to be able to buy myself a nice phone or a nice computer, and that is something that I'm really proud that I can do, because when I was younger it wasn't a thing where I could just be like, I really want this, I'm gonna get it, because as a child you get like, I think I got like £1, £2 a week pocket money, you know, you do what you can. But no, I am not a spoiled rich girl. Everything I've got I've earned myself, and I'm really proud of that. I'm proud that I paid for myself to go through uni. I'm proud that I have been working since I was 14, and yes, yay. Next one is, you don't like clingy or needy people, and this is so true. I hate clingy people. I am not very clingy at all. When I'm in a relationship with somebody, I want my space. I like the fact that I will have times when I don't text. I hate constantly texting, I hate it. To the point where when I've gone on the odd dating app occasionally, I just cannot bear it when they like reply instantly, constantly, and they just want a constant message. I think one guy, like, he replied to me and I didn't even know he'd replied, and then I think I checked it the next day and replied back to him, and he was like, oh sorry, I thought you weren't interested anymore because you didn't reply to me. I was like, Okay, so yeah, I don't like clingy needy people. I like living my own life and not having to be worried that I'm going to upset somebody else by not replying immediately to their text message. The next one makes me sad. Someone's assumed I hate Marvel movies. I love the Marvel movies. Thor Ragnarok is one of the funniest films I have ever seen. I absolutely love the Marvel movies. I do not hate them in any way, shape or form. Avengers Endgame is amazing and makes me cry very, very much. Next is you're in no rush to move out. Well, when I left uni 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I left uni in 2016, 4 years ago, I was very much thinking that I would just move out like within a couple of months and it wouldn't be long that I was at home. That was 4 years ago. I'm still here. To be honest, the main reason I haven't moved out yet is literally down to location. I am very ready to move out. It was just trying to pick the area I wanted to live in because I'm not from where I live at the moment, and it was deciding, do I leave my family and go back to where I'm from, or do I stay in this area and try and form a new life and things like that. So yeah, I wouldn't say the word in a rush. I would say I am definitely very ready and I'm just literally putting the pieces together for it. So watch this space. You did theatre in high school. So kind of yes, this would be called drama in secondary school. But basically when I was in secondary school, as I said before, my school was performing arts college. So we did more performing artsy subjects, drama, dance, art. I know that art isn't a performing art subject, but still. And I was part of the drama sponsorship program, so I did extra drama stuff, but I also, when I was a bit younger, went to theatre lessons in a theatre called the Watermill Theatre, which is a really lovely theatre near where I used to live. So I did lots of acting lessons there, and I also joined a filmmaking club in my area as well, which I adored. I did acting in that as well, and filmmaking as well. So yes, I did do theatre in high school, kind of, if we want to say it like that. You love hardback books and sprayed edges. I do. They're all on my shelf. And yes, there's not much more I can say about that. You assumed very much correctly. Harry Potter is your favourite book series ever. I think Harry Potter is incredibly clever, and I think the world is very intricate and I very much enjoy reading them. I'm just finishing my reread at the moment of the whole series, which is the first time I've reread the whole series for years. Is it my favourite series of all time? It's weird. It's like, it's a nostalgic favourite in the sense of I've grown up with it, and it's something I will always very much love, and again something I very much separate from J.K. Rowling being a cow. But I don't know if it's my favourite series in the sense of like, it will always be there and familiar in the same sense of like Lord of the Rings, the films will be, but I wouldn't say they were my favourite films. I just love them very, very deeply. But like when I think of something like The Poppy War, which is a series I love, that is more like a favourite series, whereas Harry Potter is more like a familiar series that I love very much. Does that make sense? I really like this one. You have considered dyeing your eyebrows orange/yellow to match the rest of your style. Not until now I have. Can you imagine? If I had any sort of proper editing skills, I would dye them, I would colour them in the editing process, but yeah, I can't say that's necessarily something I'm thinking about doing. Okay, this next one, I'm not happy with it, guys, I'm not happy with it. You love Jase Herondale with every fibre of your being. This one is left by Lauren from Fiction Tea, who has left this because she knows I hate Jase Herondale with every fibre of my being, and she knows that I just love talking about how much I hate him, apparently, so he's an arrogant arsehole, and I don't like him. You would rather live in Valaris than Lunathion. These are both Sarah J Maas's worlds. Valaris is from A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and Lunathion is from Crescent City series. Yeah, I would rather live in Valaris. It's the city of stars, the city of stars. A little bit la la lappy there. It's just, yeah, I'd rather live in Valaris. So you are correct, Lauren, you are correct. You're a bad influence in the very best way. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. I mean, I'm assuming Lauren is saying this because I have badly influenced her in the very best way, so yeah. You have more positivity than a unicorn shooting rainbows out of its arse. Yeah, okay. The Bone Season is your favourite series. Lauren just basically wanted me to tell her when I put my sticker up for her to be able to submit some assumptions about me because she wanted to give me awkward questions to answer. The Bone Season is not my favourite series. I'm sorry, Lauren. I do really love The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, but The Bone Season, whilst is fantastically well written, is not my favourite series. I'm sorry. Your favourite Scottish person is Fiction Tea. Well, she's okay, I guess. You know, she's alright. I'll let you have that one, Lauren. Your favourite city in Scotland is Glasgow. You're gonna get the Glaswegians coming from me now, Lauren. Honestly. She's got one more assumption. My favourite city in Scotland is Edinburgh, I'm sorry. You have 2 living rooms and have the audacity to only have Netflix in one of them. I feel I need to explain that one, given that one of the other prompts, the other assumptions I answered was you are a spoiled rich kid. Basically, we live in a new build house that has 2 downstairs rooms, and one of them is our living room, and the other one is like, it was meant to be like a playroom for my sister, but it kind of turned into an office / second living room thing with another TV in it. And when I was on FaceTime to Connie and Lauren months ago, my sister knocked on the door and came in, and I was like, it was just me and her in the house, and she came in and said, Beth, Netflix isn't working in the green room, which is what we call the lounge. And I said, oh, okay, right, we'll just fix it, I'm busy or something. And she was like, no, it won't work. I said, well, why don't you go and watch Netflix in the other lounge or something? And Connie and Lauren picked up on me saying this and basically just take the piss out of me for the rest of time now, because they say that I am very fancy with my 2 lounges. So thanks, Lauren, for that one. You don't like any colour except yellow. That is wrong. I love all the colours except some of them, but I do very much enjoy the colour yellow, but I do like other colours as well than just yellow. You must read super fast. I actually don't read very fast, I don't think. If I'm sat outside in the sun and I don't have anything to distract me, I think I can read faster, but generally I wouldn't say I'm a fast reader necessarily. You are very confident and your life is following a detailed plan and going very well. I think my life is going very well. I'm very pleased with how my life is going. However, I like the fact that people assume I have a plan, because it must look like I know what I'm doing. I think I'm confident, but I always feel like I have been fairly confident in life, but I have absolutely no plan. No plan. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to leave uni and then move out pretty much, and I have not done that. I don't have a plan. I did have a vague idea of how I wanted my plan to go in my head, and then it all got like blown up about 2 years ago because life changed, as it does, and that's kind of made me think I don't think I want plans, because everything just changes anyway and you can't possibly make a plan and think you're going to stick with it. Yeah, I would love to say I've got a giant plan for everything, but I don't. I'm just winging it. You are a very positive person but get unmotivated by rainy, dark days during the summer. Yeah, that is exactly correct. I feel very positive, but I do definitely depend on the sunshine bringing me more positivity, because it just makes your day a little bit better, so that's a good assumption. You were kind of quiet and shy at school. Oh no, I was never shy and never quiet. I wasn't like loud, but I've always been fairly confident. I always have put my hand up. I've always been the person to do that. I've never considered myself to be shy. I would say I'm happy talking in front of crowds and stuff, and like I remember in year 7, I had to do a presentation to the parents for the next years to come up, like the year 6s to come up to year 7, and I did like a presentation to hundreds of parents with a mic around my face and stuff, and yeah, no, I'm not shy or quiet. I never have been. You love Marvel films, but you don't really like Disney. That is correct. I don't really like Disney films. I like some of them, I like the more modern ones, but I never watched Disney as a kid. I wasn't into the princess type of thing. I liked The Lion King a lot, but yeah, I didn't do the princess type thing, so I don't have that love for them that people have from watching them since they were kids. And the last one, you're very welcoming to everyone until they cross you. That is surprisingly accurate. I like to think that everyone is my friend, unless they have done something like to wrong me almost. I generally tend to want to be friends with everyone and I don't like upsetting people and things, but if someone's done something that I feel was really unforgivable, which doesn't often happen, but if someone's really done something I just don't think they were right to do, I will always remember that, and I will not really think very highly of that person again, which is sad, but yes. That's my assumptions. That's all of my assumptions. Hope you guys enjoyed listening, watching this video, and let me know if you've got any assumptions down below and I will answer them in the comments. But this was fun, so thank you very much for watching. This was my little birthday video. I was going to film another video for this week as well, but I've got so much happening this week that I don't actually have the time, and there's so much other stuff I need to do, so that'll come at some later date. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too long, because currently it's at half an hour of me recording, so I need to cut this down in editing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. You can comment down below any thoughts and feelings on any of the things that I have said. You can subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. Thank you very much guys, keep smiling and stay positive.